Hello, I'm going to show you how to use the new pattern editing tools in Clover. So we have our basic block here that we want to edit. And if we go into a color and choose one of these colors, you can see it changes the whole thing at once. But what about if we just wanted to change this sleeve? Well, now with the new update, we can do exactly that. We can select which parts of the pattern we want to edit. And then we can click on any of those options there. I'll pick solid fill for now. And then when I click on my pattern piece, it will only affect that area. Let me zoom out so you can see. Now let's say we don't like where the seam is placed. Maybe we think it should be further up or down. It used to not be possible to move seams around like this, but now it is. You can simply grab your pattern piece and drag it wherever you need it to go. If you hold Shift while dragging, the other side will also follow along. This works great for things like darts too. Just make sure you keep holding Shift so both sides stay connected. The best part is as soon as you release your mouse, your pattern automatically updates itself. No more having to manually adjust everything. Another cool feature is that if you accidentally mess something up, just press undo right away and it goes back to normal. Or even better yet, press redo and it fixes itself back to its original position. Okay, moving on from the sleeves. Let's try editing some lines. Again, all you have to do is select them by clicking or double-clicking anywhere near them. Then you can choose whatever line style you want from the drop-down menu below. There are lots of different styles available to get creative with. Once again, you can easily resize anything by grabbing the corner handles and dragging them however much you need. Holding Shift keeps proportions equal, while holding Alt lets you rotate it. And again, when you release your mouse button, everything updates automatically. How easy was that? Finally, let's look at adding an outline. Simply select your pattern pieces. And then under Stroke, choose Add. Here you can customize the width of your outline, as well as the cap type, which controls how each end looks. When done, hit Apply and watch your design come alive. Alright, time for another example. Let's start over completely fresh with a brand new skirt template. First off, let's remove the waistband. To do this, select it using either single clicks or double clicks, depending on whether they're separate segments or combined together already. Next, head down towards the bottom left-hand corner, where you'll find two icons labeled Cut and Delete respectively. Click whichever icon suits your needs best. In this case, since we want nothing left behind, clicking Delete makes sense. As expected though, our entire waistline disappears instantly, without needing extra steps involved whatsoever. Moving forward on to next step. Since we removed our waistband earlier, there's no longer anything connecting us vertically anymore. Therefore, we must create a horizontal connection point between our top edge and bottom hemline, using Connect tool found within same panel, underneath previous actions taken place. After selecting said option, simply hover over desired location until arrowhead appears, indicating successful placement has occurred. Lastly, because we still haven't added any sort of closure system such as zipper or buttons yet, this means that our current setup isn't complete enough for real-world applications anyway. With that being said, why not spice things up a little bit more by incorporating belt loops instead? All you really need to know beforehand is knowing roughly whereabouts they should generally sit relative to existing seams present already throughout rest of garment structure. For simplicity's sake, I decided upon 3 evenly spaced apart points alongside center front leg opening. However, feel free experiment yourself based off personal preference whenever necessary. Anyways, after deciding upon final positions for newly created belt loop holes, selecting appropriate shape required will allow us access through respective layers underneath that contain actual fabric material needed in order to produce finished product later on. From here onwards, all that remains is filling empty space between edges left behind during initial construction phase, earlier mentioned above. Fortunately, thanks to built-in functionality provided